I think as a kid, the threat of quicksand has been overblown. My name is Victor Ashley, and I'm a real estate agent out of Seattle, Washington. This is how you get a hold of me. Also, leave a comment below. The snarkier the better. And while you're at it, please hit subscribe because I cover a lot of different areas, topics, zip codes, and concepts that might be important to you. And I could be talking about your neighborhood or even your situation next. Let's get into one right now. And if you've been following my channel, I really appreciate you, your support over the last 6 months here. I'm coming up on 6 months of actually doing this YouTube stuff, and I really appreciate you guys. So let's give a quick walk on. The LYNNWOOD area is located about 23 miles to the north of the Seattle Space Needle. This is right, this is intersected roughly by I-5, and it's just south of Everett, and it's just north of the Seattle shoreline area as well. I want to give you a quick walk on this because a lot of areas outside of just the Seattle city limits, no one really knows where they are unless they're familiar with the area. So I just want to give you a quick walk on. So I appreciate you guys actually letting me talk about this. Let's get into what I wanted to get into right now. And this is the LYNNWOOD market results for this May versus last May. And I want to actually break this down for you because I'm changing things up a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out a best way of making this an effective use of time for both you and me. So thank you very much for actually following. So let's go over what's available for purchase right now. As of today, June 9th, this is Friday, 2023. Inside of LYNNWOOD, there is 62 homes that are available for purchase. Usually I break this down under $1 million, but right now I'm just doing everything available, period. This is between $0 and $1.5 million, and the average price comes out to $793,000, 35 days on market, 3 beds, 2 bath, and 1871 square feet. What that comes out to on a price per square foot method, just so you're aware, because this is how we actually price things out, is $443 per square foot. Now I want to compare what was sold last May. And the reason why I'm doing this is so you have an idea of what the market is and where we're changing. So last May, inside of that 31 days inside of May, there was 127 homes actually sold during that period of time. The average price per square foot last year for May was $451 a square foot, and the average home sold was 851,000, 6 days on market. 3 beds, 2 bath, and 1908 square feet. Now I want to compare that to this May, just so you have an idea. And again, this is LYNNWOOD as a whole. This is not one individual zip code like I usually get into, but this is LYNNWOOD as a whole. And I'm defining LYNNWOOD, just so you know, as 98026, 36, 37, 46, and 87 according to the MLS. And then I wanted to get into this May. This May, of the 127 that were sold last year, there was only 103 sold this year. The price per square foot came out to $417 a square foot. And also it came out to an average sold price of $756,000, 20 days on market. Again, 3 beds, 2 bath, and 1859 square feet. Now to get an apples to apples comparison for you, I wanted to aggregate the two sizes together, and I came out with an average size of 1884 as the average square footage size of this house. And again, it's 3 beds, 2 bath, and again 1884 square feet. An adjusted size of that for this home, if you bought that home last year, it was worth $848,000, and this year it is worth $785,000. Again, this is a theoretical house. This is not your house in particular, but this gives you an idea of an apples to apples comparison, and that means that a 7.5% down decrease in equity, and that comes out to $63,000 just on average. So now you have a general idea how much the market's changed in the last year inside of LYNNWOOD. And the reason why I pointed out LYNNWOOD too is because LYNNWOOD is one of the areas where people actually have been moving to, and as you can tell, it's only had like maybe a 5% downgrade, 5-10% downgrade in the actual activity for sales. But as you can also tell that the equity is down only 7.5%. So this is one of the areas where people find it's more affordable and they're actually been able to buy. Now, I want to also point this out because as a seller, you more than likely you're sitting there and you're like, hey, I have this home, I'm ready to go on market. What am I going to actually be pricing this thing out at? Well, you know, as we said, you have to keep in mind that the market's actually decreased. And one of the reasons why is because of the mortgage rates. Let's go into the actual buyer side of it now. If you were actually to buy this house right now with $50,000 and you qualified for the loan, $50,000 as your down payment, what it would come out to on a mortgage is just under $4,400 a month in mortgage fees. And that is only your principal and your interest. And this is last year's actual price. This year, what it comes out to is $555 more. And that's because the interest rates changed. Last year, on average, our price per our interest rate was 7.23. And this year, it's averaging right about 7.125. So I want to give you an idea of actually what is going on both on the buyer and the seller side of things, because you know the sales activity is lower, and at the same time you might be able to actually afford this house a little bit more on the down payment side, but the mortgage rates are definitely higher. And let's get into something else that gets missed a lot, but right now it might be more effective actually to rent right now, because the buy to rent ratio right now, if you were to turn around and rent that house instead of buy it, it would be 160% more to buy than to rent it, because the rent on average in this area for the last 6 months is $1.63 per square foot per month, and what that comes out to is roughly $3,089 on a monthly rental agreement if you were to actually rent this house instead of buying it. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give you a general idea of what's actually out there, and at the same time, you know, I'm covering a lot of different things in one video, and I really appreciate you guys actually watching these videos. If you like the long form, feel free to join me here. Leave a comment below. I really appreciate your support, and at the same time, I'm still doing the shorts, so if you have any questions on that, you know, just jump in and, you know, just enjoy the shorts too. But I appreciate working with you today, and I hope you have a fantastic day.